All right, so I want to talk about the Mavic 3 here. Now, this is an expensive drone starting at $2,200, but that's just for the base package. A lot of us are thinking, I need some more batteries and some other accessories, and the Fly More combo is going to cost you $3,000. Now, we're not even going to get into the $5,000 CNA package, but I'm going to tell you a way you can get everything you need to go with this drone for less than $3,000. So we're going to talk about how do we make a better Fly More combo and how do we save you money with some really important accessories. Stay tuned. In order to really talk about what you need, we have to kind of compare to the Fly More combo. For $3,000, you get 3 batteries, a charging hub, a backpack, and a couple of ND filters. You get 4, 8, 16, and I think 32. That is where your extra $800 goes. But that's not what Chris and I did. We bought this standard package and then pieced together with some good accessories from other manufacturers. Let's talk about the backpack bag combo. I mean, I guess it's kind of a novelty. DJI charges $300 by itself, but I've never been a fan of bags in the past, especially for my camera drones. They just don't do a good job of protecting it. Plus, they're not waterproof, and if that thing falls over the side of a boat, it's going to end up at the bottom of a lake or the ocean. What I always go to is a hard case. Now let's take a look at this hard case that we got from Lycus. And they actually make 3 hard cases. And instead of spending $300, your 3 options are going to cost you $100 for the top of the line one. That's what this is, $80 or $60. Now they're all different. They have different holding capabilities, but this is the biggest one, and you can really fit some serious stuff in here. Now, I do like we've got like a double latch system going on here. And this case is both waterproof and dustproof. It has an IP67 rating. Now the drone, of course, fits in right here, and you can see there's a spot in the bottom. You know, if I have that charging hub, I can add the charging hub here. I can put a total of 5 batteries, 1 on the drone plus 4 here. I've got a slot here for filters. I got a slot here for filters. I got a giant space here. I can fit my charging brick. I got extra spots for extra stuff here and a few extra goodies and whatnot. This case is pretty good. Now, is it really waterproof? Yes, it is. So I tested this thing, and it's not so much the waterproof that's important. It's this is gonna float. I took this over to my fish tank. In order to get it to sink, I had to load it up with 45 pounds worth of weights. And it still was kind of floating in my tank. But the good news is it did not leak. It kept everything inside dry, and it was in there for about 10 minutes. Plus, it's solid, right? I can stand on this thing and it's not going to break. This is going to do a much better job of protecting your investment. So the top of the line one here, this big one from Lycus, is $100. It will fit the CNA package, like I said, up to 5 batteries. All right, so when we look inside again, you can see it doesn't quite fit the standard remote, but there are inserts to keep it snug and in place. So if you do decide to upgrade to the smart controller later, you can do that. This giant hole here is huge. I've got my filters and a handful of other things. Little backup mini drone. If you put your Mini 2 in here, yes, you can fly it on the same remote, so that's cool. But lots of extra space, which I really like. Now, I would have liked to have like a foam insert to kind of pin these things in a little bit better, but you know, still a good case. This is a nice one-piece hinge, so there's a lot of good things going for this Lycus case. Definitely a fan, definitely would recommend it. So step 1, get yourself a hard case. It's gonna protect your investment a whole lot better than any fancy backpack. All right, so let's dive into other accessories that you want and need. And starting with the most important, you definitely have to buy extra batteries. Now the Fly More combo, you get 3. And these things are not cheap, but the good news is you can buy them individually from DJI.com or even Amazon. They're going to cost you $210, $209 actually. Do you need 3? Right? With a 40-minute flight time, I've found that I just need 2 for pretty much every situation. Now, your number of batteries is certainly going to be you specific, but you definitely want 2, maybe 3, and that's going to cost you an extra $210 a pop. So you got to note that, you got to keep that in mind, and then again, make sure you get the right case to hold all your batteries. The next accessory that you may want to consider are filters, right? ND filters. We got a whole video on these guys from Freewell. They're good, and they're definitely not as expensive as the DJI filters for about $150, a little cheaper when they're on sale, but that's a lot less than what DJI is charging. DJI, a full set of DJI filters, which doesn't have as many as these, is going to cost you about $380. So the 4, 8, 16, 32, these are all polarized also, don't forget that, is going to cost you about $80. So definitely a savings, $150 for the whole pair. You can even just get a variable ND filter, 2 to 5 stops for $40. So there are a lot of cheaper options in terms of filters. So you can definitely save some money by not buying the filters from DJI. All right, so what other accessories do I recommend? I suggest you print off one of these little devices. And what is this? This is a tablet holder. Yes, you can go onto Amazon and you can buy yourself a tablet holder, and they cost anywhere from $20 to $150, depending on what you're getting. But I've found this little 3D mount, this little 3D print here, works really well for an iPad mini. It just kind of sets in on the top of the remote here. So I printed a handful of these things out, and I've thrown them in the bags with my Mini 2 and my Air 2S because the remote is the same for unknown reasons, but it is. So go ahead and print one of these off if you have a 3D printer, or if you don't, well, then what you're going to want to do is spend an extra $20 and get a tablet mount. So what else do I have in here? Well, this guy here, super important if you fly at night. You do need to add a light to your drone. Now, I'm not sure why DJI isn't putting lights on their drones that meet with the FAA requirements. I feel like that's a really simple add, especially with this one, the Mavic 3. It should have been done, but whatever. So you have to buy yourself an add-on light if you want to fly at night. This is the Firehouse Arc 5, which is really good, but supplies of this thing are kind of limited. The lights on your drone currently are not compliant with FAA rules, but pretty much all the LED accessory lights you can buy on Amazon are, and they're going to cost you somewhere between $20 and $100. This is the Arc 5, really like it. Throw some Velcro on here, stick it to the top of your battery, and you're good to go. I've got my little Insta360 Go here in the bottom. That's just a fun little camera to get cool perspectives. That's the nice thing about this case, is you can put all sorts of accessories and things in here. You're definitely going to need SD cards. Now, they don't come in either one of your packages. Now, the Cine package has the terabyte of storage. So you're going to want an SD card that's a Sandisk Extreme. Now, there are 3 different Extreme, and they will all work. You have the standard Extreme, the Extreme Pro, which is slightly better, and the Extreme Plus, which is actually slightly worse, I believe, in terms of write speed, but they'll all work 64 or more. I'd recommend starting at 128. You can pick one of those up for about $20. You can get a 256 for about 40, and a half a terabyte is going to cost you about $80. So depending on how much storage you need, pick up a handful of different cards, put them in a little case like this, and throw them in your case. Now, one more thing that I suggest you buy and keep in your case is a landing pad, a foldable landing pad. And it's really nice to have, if you're flying over sandy ground or wet ground or snowy ground or anything like that. You just want a good, safe place, safe and dry place for your drone to land. And again, these things are not expensive. They're about $20 a piece. So yes, you can put together a Fly More combo for less than $3,000. So if we look at my Fly More combo with my case, my extra battery, my filters, my little accessories here and there, I'm at like $2,600. That's $400 less than the DJI Fly More combo. I could add another battery, still at $2,800, still $200 less. And maybe even one of those 3-way charging hubs. That's actually not a bad idea. Those are like $90. And I'm still $100 under the Fly More combo price. So, before you decide like, hey, I just need the Fly More combo, there are other options out there. But if you really like the backpack combo, hey, that's your thing, maybe that's the way to go. But I'm pretty happy with the accessories that I have here. All right, so I'm gonna give this case and all of the accessories in it here the half chrome seal of approval. If you're thinking about adding any of these accessories, we've got links in the description down below. They are affiliate links. They don't cost you a thing, but they help support this channel. So we'd love it if you use one of those. Hey, were there any accessories that I missed, that I should have included, that I didn't? Leave it down below in the comments so that other people can find those things that you find helpful. Make sure you check out our website, halfchrome.com, our live streams on Sunday nights, and if you want a free drone, we give one away once a month to a lucky Patreon subscriber. Links in the description down below. Good luck, everyone, and happy flying.